Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we explore the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and the road ahead for them and their companies. I'm your host, Milan, and in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced, the lessons learned, and the strategies fueling future growth. Today, I'm absolutely thrilled to be joined by Katherine Hood, a self-leadership and relationship mentor, and also founder of Power Up Coach, where she guides high-achieving women through personal transformation using her signature Power Up protocol. With over 15 years in fitness and coaching, she now helps clients shatter mental blocks and build unshakable confidence through group and one-on-one programs. Her approach blends neuroscience-backed tools with real-talk strategies, delivering results like clients landing dream jobs and reigniting relationships in just weeks. With that being said, Katherine, let me officially welcome you to Founders Future.
Thank you. I'm very honored to be here with you. So thank you. And let's dive in.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you on the podcast. We're going to jump right into it. Like you said, what I love to do with every single one of my guests is a bit of traveling back in time. So before you even had this company, what were you doing before? And then eventually, what was the motivation for starting the project?
So before, I was an insurance agent. I was an insurance agent for 22 years. And so I had a team that represented a company that I, at the time, was incredibly successful. Although I will add the caveat, if I knew what I know today, I would have been not just successful, I would have been lethal. But what I will say is I went on a journey to find my happiness. Okay, so I had the career, I had success, I had a large amount of money in the bank, I had fancy cars, sports cars, custom-made house, kids, married, had all the things. I could check all the boxes. And it came to this day that I stood there in the yard and I said, why am I so unhappy? What is it that's missing? So instantly the next day I went and joined a gym and I was like, I'll make my body look perfect. My body looks perfect, then I will be happy. 18 months later, I won my first bodybuilding competition. And I would say I felt joy for 2 days. And then I actually felt worse than I did 18 months prior to that. I was taking the same brain, the same mind, the same patterns, the same perspectives with me. Even though I had a chiseled, amazing body, it wasn't my body. It wasn't anything outside of me. So I went on this journey of figuring out how to not only generate happiness, but create a life I didn't need a vacation from, to create a life that I enjoyed, that felt fulfilling, felt meaningful. So that's what led me into coaching.
Beautiful. I feel like a lot of people eventually get to this point, especially in today's day and age. I get it. There's a lot of ambition. We all have a lot of goals. Anybody who is a business owner, entrepreneur, you're always chasing something. But I'm curious to get your perspective on this. Even despite how many people are in that position, most of them actually stay in that feeling. So, what do you think was different for you, or what was really the aha pivotal moment where you decided that there is a next step for you and you just went ahead with it? What did that look like for you?
I knew that it was something deeper, something, because I had taken that same brain and that same mind and all these different feelings with me, no matter what I did, no matter what, even through the coaching journey, I thought, oh, I'll get more certificates, I'll get more training, I'll get credentialed, I'll more do. And I heard over and over again, happiness is a state of mind. I heard over and over again that having more certificates and more learning is just imposter syndrome. Like I heard all these things and I could agree with it on an intellectual way or a logical state of mind. But I was like, I don't know how to embrace that and feel that. So I knew that there was something more. So I wanted to discover that. I wanted to find a way to not only feel happiness, but to generate it for in every single moment, every single day, and every single week. Like, what is that key? How do I unlock that? What is the magic in that? It's not in a pill and a potion, a lotion, or a supplement. I figured that out because I did it all. So it was like I was at the end of my road. What is it? I realized that we're not human doings, we're human beings. So I really had to get clear on who I am and what am I being? What am I thinking? What am I believing that's creating this feeling inside of me? And so when I really figured that out, and it dawned on me that it's my state of mind, it's the stories, it's what meaning and what perception that keeps me locked into how I feel moment to moment. And I also realized that culturally, it's so easy to get back to that old way of being that I need to do, because we're given a teddy bear at birth or when we're kids, when we're little. Hey, this teddy bear is going to make you happy. This teddy bear is going to make you feel secure. This teddy bear is going to make you feel safe. Again, it's something external, right? So I realized it's not in the external world, it's all inside of me. And when I actually felt that, experience that, and learn to do it over and over again and moment to moment throughout every single day, I realized it's not really that complicated. It's actually rather simple. I just needed someone to mentor me and teach me how to do that. So that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I just feel like most of the time what we're used to, especially in the world of entrepreneurship, is just bottle everything up. Now, don't get me wrong, I think there's a lot of situations where it's completely fine, especially from a short-term perspective, to just bottle it up and just push through it, right? But this, what you're talking about, is a long-term mental state. Now, in that case, it's much better and wiser to actually listen to the hunch, listen to the gut feeling, and actually look for something else. I love this. I could listen to you talking about this stuff for a long time, but we're going to move on though, because there's a lot of things that I want to cover and really talk about where this journey got you overall and what the business looks like for you today, Katherine. My goal in this part of the podcast is really get our audience clear on who is it that you're trying to help right now exactly, but also what are the core offerings? What do the core offerings look like from the perspective of your client? What did the client actually go through as a journey?
Yeah, so it's what it amounts to is choosing a path that they are willing to commit to on a consistent basis. And I guess what I will say is the people that I enjoy working with, and we really make incredible strides or transformation or changes, are the people that are fed up, right? They're at their max. They've hit the wall. They've, in essence, hit rock bottom, if you will, and their back is against the wall. I've had someone that had $800 to their name, said, "This is all the money I have." And they gave me $575 of it. Fix me, right? So I spent 30 days with this person because it was important to me to help them in a way that they could have a life that they dreamed of and they could articulate it. And I was like, okay, we can create this together. And it's really I want to work with people that are exciting, open-minded, curious, willing to experiment and apply the different concepts and tools and things that we work on together, because everything we do and create is collaborative. But it's basically that same version of me at the very beginning. I knew there was something. I knew there was a piece of the puzzle that was missing. So I work with people that have tried it all, right? They've read all the books, they're doing all the podcasts, doing all the training, doing all the courses, going to the Tony Robbins, whatever. And they just still feel like there's something missing. And I point them to it. It's actually rather simple. And so for me, it's someone that's willing and committed to work with me for a minimum of 5 weeks to a full year. I have clients that are working with me in the span of an entire year. And these individuals were working in each level, right? There's no finish line unless you want to be a monk, which I have no aspiration to being a monk, but that's what I would consider someone that's incredibly enlightened. It's someone that's open-minded and curious enough to go, you know what? I am so sick of the familiar that I'm willing to go outside of my comfort zone and go into the unfamiliar with someone that I am going to put trust into, being me. So they're going to be in the front seat of the car. I'm going to ride shotgun, and we're going to go on this adventure together.
Yeah. I was just about to say you're basically describing the past version of yourself, and that's exactly the person that you want to help. That's beautiful. And now that we have a better understanding of who it is that you're looking to help, I also maybe gave us a little sneak peek as I was introducing you, mentioning that there's both the side of your one-on-ones, but also some group coaching models. So what I want to do now is really help paint a better picture for the audience in terms of what the client journey looks like and what it feels like to be your client. What are the different stages? What is the frequency of working with you? Is it everything virtual? Is it also in person? Just tell us more about everything.
On the group space, we create something together. For example, I worked with a hospital that had one of the nation's highest burnout rates. So what we did is for 3 months had staff members submit challenges, frustrations, irritations that they had in the workplace to me directly, anonymously. They didn't have to put their name, they didn't have to declare anything. I kept that private. And what I did is I went on their TV system in their break rooms and wherever else it was. And I would speak to these challenges in almost like I was coaching them live. Again, no names shared, but just gave new perspectives, insights, and how to navigate these challenges. And so that was really a lot of fun. But really, all the group stuff I do is we create a plan together. So for that instance, that was to overcome burnout and address things that were happening internally. I find it very important with anyone that I work with to understand their challenges, their frustrations, the friction that's going on in their world. And so everything is customized, even on the one-on-one cases. One-on-one is majority of my clients are via phone. We have phone sessions, sometimes daily. Sometimes I've had clients book two sessions in one day. A lot of times those are clients that have a tight deadline on a goal that they're achieving. Maybe it's passing a major test like the bar exam or some sort of securities tests or whatever. So I help them meet that deadline, achieve whatever it is they're trying to achieve. Maybe they have a difficulty in staying focused or procrastination, whatever. So we address those things. I've also worked on a daily basis with individuals that are writing a book. Again, they're wanting to stay focused on this overall outcome or goal. Traditionally, though, it's once a week or every 5 days. It's flexible. I meet them wherever they are and whatever they need. But typically, it's every 5 days or 7 days we meet on a phone call. I do offer virtual sessions via video, just like you and I are doing. There is a premium price for that because I have to make more space for that canister to ensure that technology is working and so forth. But anyways, yeah, most of my sessions are via phone. I believe that we're on the phone, there's less concern about what we look like. There's less thought. So there's more vulnerability, more rawness. And I tell my clients, come to the sessions, just barfing up all the things that you're thinking about, because I can only help you and serve you whenever I know what all is going on consciously or non-consciously. And just be messy, be as vulnerable as you can. And it allows me to get a peek into your own reality and what's creating the misery or what we can work on, where I can show your blind spots and help redirect you back to what you want more of in your life.
Yeah, it sounds like there really is a lot of customization and personalization for everybody who is coming through the front door. And it also makes sense that the minimum like period of time to be working with you is those 5 weeks. Because I would say, or I would assume that the majority of the work that you do actually goes very deep. This is not the type of surface level stuff. You're literally changing their mindset, working with the perspective and the mental models that these people have in order to get to the next point, right? Which means there's a lot of things like underlying issues that you have to address first so that you can overcome that. So let me ask you one more thing. As you were talking about the group model that you have in place, it sounds like this is not like a cohort type of thing. This is basically you working with organizations or maybe companies and working with their teams. Is that what it is?
Absolutely. Yeah, we
Hmm.
worked together in a way that there's typically one major component that's causing friction or challenges in
Mhm.
their organization. And we usually work on that in a way that let's get everybody involved in a way that what is their perspective? What is it that they see? And again, that's creating this collaboration and also focusing and back in on what's the solution. Oftentimes, the people that are the quietest have the greatest ideas. So we want to pull those people in and create some sort of collaborative, fun, innovative idea and how we can move them forward and overcome
Mhm.
whatever challenges they have in the workplace or organization. Yes.
I love it. Beautiful. Now, Catherine, if you're open to it, we're also going to talk about the back end side of the business because we all know that, excuse me, a part of making all of this happen really is having a good client acquisition system in place. Isn't that the case? When it comes to your marketing, what is happening on that front, and what is it that you really do specifically for generating those contacts and leads for yourself to have the ability to onboard new clients into your programs and keep impacting lives?
So I think that's really the foundation comes from my insurance background, right? 22 years, incredibly successful. Again, I would have been lethal if I knew what I know today, but I sold a lot of life insurance at the beginning of my career because I had numbers. I had to meet certain goals. There was a huge shift in me, who I was being at one point in my career when I delivered life payouts, meaning someone passed away and I delivered life payouts, like life premiums, right? The policy delivery. And there is something shifted in me. I realized that how important this is and how it impacts the lives of those people that they love and care about. Also, another layer to that is as I delivered accelerated death benefit riders, meaning they were still living, but they were terminal. They would come to me or reach out to me, and somehow I'd find out that they were terminal. And I would give them a portion of their life insurance policies while they were living, where they could pay down debts or they could pay for the funeral, or they could pay for alternative cancer treatment, for instance, and live longer. So my whole perspective changed. I wasn't selling anymore, I was providing value. So for me, it's now in this space of being a mentor, a teacher, a coach, I provide value constantly and continually and consistently providing value. I'm just providing value. What I find when we do that is we pull in people that we enjoy working with. We pull in people that are inspired by us. They want to know more. They have some sort of connection. Something I say has them drawn in to where they are that open-minded and curious and willing to apply whatever concepts that we create together. So it's really about that consistency and providing value over and over again. And that's it. There's nothing magical about it, but those two things.
I love it. Now, there's several different ways to achieve what you just said. So I'm curious, when you really talk about delivering the value and letting people truly understand who you are, what you stand for, and seeing if there's something that eventually clicks, is it through networking? Is it through doing public speaking? Is it leveraging the potential of social media, creating content, running ads? What are those strategies for you?
So it is social media primarily, it's LinkedIn mainly. And I would also say YouTube is another one that I ebb and flow with, creating content in that space as well. Recently, tools that I'm also putting on my website, and also daily website algorithm feeding content. I finally took over my website a couple of years ago and decided and declared I want to have that consistency and provide value on my website. So it's every day I'm adding to the website, adding more value, adding more rich keywords, if you will. And so it's just really about taking the bull by the horns and
Mhm.
almost in control of it.
Yeah, the
Yeah, that,
consistency, that's the key word here, though,
yeah.
because I just want to add in on top of this, and this is not only relevant to you, but truly anybody in today's day and age. You got to be present on social media, but if you do, if you are, you just got to stay consistent with it. So if you want to build it organically, there constantly needs to be some inputs from your end. And the best thing to do it is what you are doing, which is building the value and relationship with your audience and staying engaged with them. But I'm also very curious though, like whenever I talk about these sort of sources, whether that's organic or networking, word of mouth referrals, these are great, but at the same time, it can be very inconsistent. So obviously you can have a good month. There's a lot of new people joining you, a lot of new clients. You can have a dry season and nobody's knocking on the door, right? For example, compared with running paid ads in an effort to create something more predictable, it might be very inconsistent. So what is your perspective on the inconsistency? And if you agree with me, how do you deal with that?
So again, this goes back to my insurance days. You have to have a funnel of renewables. So people that already have no trust with me, every day I send a minimum of one email to a past client, right? That's no longer in a contract with me. I send an email checking on them. And so those convert. I also every day have a process of obviously the social media on LinkedIn and then reaching out to people directly through the means of private message or just send something genuine and heartfelt. And again, providing value. I use spaces of people that have challenges in relationships, for instance, or entrepreneurs. I'll go into groups or boards or threads. And so I have an Excel spreadsheet on ones that I have fine-tuned and weeded out the ones that kind of have a lot of junk or spam in them and found groups that are highly well managed and go in and provide value. And again, it's just giving me more exposure because a lot of people, when you provide value, they're like, who is this person? And then they boom, go right
Yeah.
into your social media funnel of all the content that you're providing on a regular basis. And they see the engagement and again, how you speak and the confidence that I hold in what I know. But yeah, so it's really keeping that funnel full of new and pre-existing people that you're building like, know, and trust with. So it's just
Yeah. So you
constant
basically spark
flow.
the interest and then nurture all of those people.
Yeah.
So I like this. I like the idea though. I'm very curious about like from long-term perspective, I just want to know where this is heading, what kind of company, how big of a company you're building. And also one of the biggest topics on the podcast is really delegation and having the ability to create an ecosystem that supports other people joining you on this venture. So I'm curious, is it a plan for you or have you already build your internal teams, whether that's for sales, whether it's for marketing, possibly any other department, or what is the idea there?
Right now I'm a one-man show. I
Oh,
have
wow.
pulled in I have pulled in other resources like my website and so forth. And I just found that to be incredibly exhausting and very financially draining. So again, took that back over. I want to be the Byron Katie of the world. Do this until I'm 100. Like I don't have an end game here. It's really about value. I feel like I have the strength and the capacity and the knowledge on how to remain balanced because I not only want to teach people to create a life they don't need a vacation from, I also have to live that. So I understand what my max is and I stay well with below that. So that way I still have my quality of life and able to do the things that I enjoy
Mhm.
and stay at a point where I have the capacity to show up 100% for my clients. So I don't know. I'm retired. I don't need to work. I just find this super enriching. And because I have clients that depend on me so much, it also sparks the need or the want and the desire and the importance to continue growing myself. There's no finish line. Again, I don't want to be a monk. So I'm just peeling back the onion layers in my own life, in my own world. And I also really love and appreciate bodybuilding as I do it on an amateur level because I experience the process of preparing for a show, learning how the mind likes to trick us and how the mind tries to sabotage us. So I do that as well in my spare time to learn and understand those things that people are challenged with on a daily basis, whether that is being fit or healthy or leaving a job that they're no longer finding fulfilling or meaningful or a relationship. All of those things tie together.
I love it. I love it. And I'm definitely going to take advantage of what you just said, though, because I feel like you're that type of person, just being straightforward, so I can ask you whatever I want. And I'm going to do that right now because with the majority of people that I get to speak with, obviously being an entrepreneur and a business owner, there is a reason for it, right? You have a certain drive, you have a certain vision, you want to grow, you want to scale. But at the same time, you've mentioned several times balancing the situation and being in balance. So I'm also curious with you now saying, basically, I'm retired. How does that actually look like for you in the future in terms of scalability of this project? How are you going to approach making sure that you're still growing, still impacting more lives, but at the same time, you're keeping this in check so that the lifestyle that you created for yourself is still existent.
Raise my rates. Simple as that.
I love it. So this is basically not going to be about you maybe like having other coaches working with your methodologies. You're still going to be doing this yourself. You're just going to go up and up with the quality, but also the pricing.
I'm not closed-minded to an opportunity to bring on another coach. I have found I'm always open-minded to other opportunities. Absolutely. So I'm not, yeah. So that door is there and it's open. It's not something that's top of mind right now. I am in a space where I'm just loving what I'm doing, and I provide such value that yes, I get referrals. And again, I am very picky as well as who I will work with. So I have consults and I'm very clear and upfront that I'm not a good fit. I have no problem passing someone off to someone that might be a better fit in the space of, is this someone I really will have fun working with? Because truly that's where people do make a huge amount of change and impact in their life and all the people that they touch as well. So I'm very picky. And yeah, it's a matter of raising your rates if you're wanting to grow in essence. But right now I'm really in a good place.
Yeah, listen, if this is not the end goal to be in this position and have the ability to say something like that, then I don't really know what is. But beautiful. Katherine, at this point, I'm going to say this has been an absolute pleasure. I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you so much for taking the time, sharing the story with me, but also the entire audience. I really appreciate that. If anybody from the listeners would like to get in touch with you and perhaps one day, maybe even work with you, how to go about it?
Yeah, find me on LinkedIn. I have actually all my notifications on LinkedIn completely muted except for the direct messages. I get an email as well. I guard and watch my email pretty closely throughout the day.
Beautiful. What is the handle on the LinkedIn for some of the listeners who are just listening?
I believe it's just Hoodie K.
Really?
Yeah.
I must have seen your profile, but I didn't know that was it.
Well, my
Okay.
name is Katherine Hood, but if you put link, the whole,
The handle.
yeah, the
Yeah.
handle, Hoodie K.
Oh, that's funny. Okay, beautiful. Hoodie K. Beautiful. Katherine, again, I enjoyed the conversation. Thank you again. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Now, to our listeners, if today's conversation inspired you as well, make sure to subscribe to Founders Future on your favorite platform. And also, if you're a business owner, more specifically a consultant or a coach, or you have an agency and you're trying to scale the business and really enhance both your sales and marketing efforts, also visit closers.io, get in touch with our team, and discover how exactly we scaled our company from 0 to over 30 million per year in less than 3 years. Until then, keep on crushing it, and I'll see you in the next one.